Panasonic's newest digital interchangeable lens camera. This is the Lumix GX7, and it has a tiltable viewfinder, which is first in the interchangeable lens business. It has a magnesium chassis, very sturdy while being lightweight. This camera is a micro four thirds LiveMOS sensor with 16 megapixel count. It's a new developed sensor. Along with a new sensor, this camera incorporates a brand new image processor, the Venus Engine, which is specifically designed for demanding imaging tasks and which pulls the best quality out of the very good signal that comes from our sensor to deliver beautiful pictures, being in RAW JPEGs. The camera, in addition to the viewfinder, it has a tiltable screen with over 1 million pixels. So you have a very bright and clear screen, as well as the 2.7 dots electronic viewfinder, which does almost 100% Adobe RGB color reproduction. So it's basically made to suit the photographer's demand. The very first is that you have the possibility to use gradation curves in this camera. So you can either use the presets, you have a higher contrast, a standard, a lower contrast, or a possibility to brighten the shadows by default. And then there are 3 places for custom modes. So if you kind of want to define your own style or go crazy with the gradation curve, there's a possibility to store your very own look inside the camera. Then the camera has a dedicated menu for setup and for custom functions. The function buttons, where there are 9, you can set in record or in play mode. You have 4 hardware buttons and 5 software buttons that are reachable over the display, from which 2 by default are not set. So you can set out of a variety of almost 40 functions your favorite function to FN 8 or 9, which is very convenient. As you can see here, I set the silent mode, which is the completely silent camera. It turns off all beeps, all flash, and even the shutter sound. So when you have this activated, let me see, I go to FN 9, hold on, put on the silent mode, and then the camera will be completely silent. You will not hear any shooting sound. This of course goes very well together with our low light autofocus. The autofocus of GX7 works in -4 EV. So really low light conditions in moonlight, you can still focus with this camera. This is industry leading. No other camera, not even like the competitor's professional 6,000 euro model, can focus down to -4 EV. Talking about focus, of course, GX7 can also be focused manually. And when doing this, you can enlarge an area. You can define the area of enlargement. You can set where it's going to be enlarged. And while focusing, I should turn it on, but I will show you this later. But you see the blue highlights? This is focus peaking. So wherever you focus, you have a focusing aid. Here's the focus. So I can see, is this in focus? Is this in focus? And then once it is in focus, you will see how the highlights turn up. Focus peaking. Focus peaking mode itself can be found in the menu. I just need to find it. But now you have a chance to see the menu and the many modes of the camera. So there's always something good to anything, even if I cannot find it. Okay, last thing, of course. There we come. So my AF MF Assist. Put this on, and now I have peaking. Peaking is on, and I can set the sensitivity level being high or low, and the display color. Because if I have a blue object, I don't want to have blue focus peaking, right? So I can turn to another color, and now you can see it will be all orange. So let's do this again, and I can go like, I want to do the focus peaking here, and I can see exactly where my focus is. This works at every given aperture, and it also simulates the depth of field. So if you have a very wide open aperture, focus peaking will be very, very short, and if you stop down, it will be very, very long. Those are very much the highlights of the camera. Of course, it has an internal flash as well. In addition to the hot shoe, you can choose all your programs manually, or you can go to the intelligent ultra mode. Yeah, so the camera is something you can grow with as well. So if you just simply like the pure retro style and say, I'm not a photography expert, but I just love the looks, this camera will be good for you as well, because it suits the expert and the beginner. It has very nice modes, very nice scene modes, and once you get into photography, you can use all the manual options, and even save your very own profiles. So like if you have a passion about photographing people on the inside, but also about landscape photography, and on the side you have like an eBay business, you can have 3 different settings for your most used shooting styles and save those. So basically, many options and many more to come for GX7.